Mexico Memorial Airport. Automated weather observation. 1534 Zulu. Weather. Wind 220 at Niner. Visibility 10. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 29 Celsius. Dew point 25. Altimeter 29 1. Remarks. Density altitude 2,700.
Mexico traffic experimental 104 Zulu Zulu is going to be departing runway 24. Will be a local flight to the south, Mexico.
All right, we're getting lined up here on the center line. Stick about 3/4. Ease in the throttle, little right rudder.
Wow, that's still a short takeoff because, you know, we were listening to the density altitude. It's nearly 3,000 feet, even though we're 800 feet on a hot summer day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it performs pretty well.
It really does. And two of us on board. That was pretty much as quick, if not quicker, than the cruiser too, wasn't it? There.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're about the same. Big old thick airfoil and.
Yeah, really did well. So we're up in the CH650, obviously, the low wing, and it's a nice hot day. This is.
Look out there, how buggy it is.
I know it is, and it was like, I mean, I was up at 5 this morning. It was 82 degrees outside already. So it's
right.
You know, it's only getting hotter from there, because that's usually about the coolest time of the day.
Yeah, I think they said on the AWAS it says 31 degrees Celsius, so that's in the 90s basically, and heat index like supposed to be 107 today.
Yeah, 107.
So it's a good day.
Good day to go flying, I guess. Out here, we've already got good ventilation.
Yeah.
It really is. It's
and any airplane, you'd like to have a little bit more.
Right.
So
and in here, well, I can't demonstrate it because the camera's in here. We have a nice visor in this canopy on top here. Oh, there's a net. You see the crop duster out there?
So we're gonna hit.
That's kind of neat.
Hey, Mexico traffic experimental 650. Just departed. Is going to do some maneuvering south of the airport. I do have a spray plane in sight.
So we're getting ready for Oshkosh. So we're you know, a week before Oshkosh now. This week we'll be busy getting ready for the show.
So look what they got there. We got the
NOTAM, huh?
The NOTAM for Oshkosh.
Nice. So we usually read that before we fly in.
5 minutes before. But you know, I was thinking the other day, this is going to be, I think, my 30th year flying with Zenith and my 30th 1 year at Oshkosh.
Yeah.
So we kind of know the routine.
I know, and I've said this in the past, but you know, we spend 10 days every year there.
Right.
And I've been doing even more than 30 years.
Right.
So if you add up, you know, that's over a year of my life.
Yankee traffic, Sky 9156 Hotel, 2 miles to the southwest, entering the left downwind for runway 22, Yankee, full stop.
So spent a lot of time in Oshkosh, and of course, you know, what better place to be than Oshkosh, Wisconsin during that last week of July every year, because that is really the place for anything aviation.
Exactly.
And it always amazes me, of course, you know, it's EAA Experimental Aircraft Association, but it's a lot more than that. If anybody that goes out there, you got all the warbirds, all the military stuff, colleges, you know, anything to do with aviation. It's really the place to be, and certainly look forward to coming back once again this year, meeting with our existing customers, our new customers, and I've got a list here of all the different activities that we'll be doing out at Oshkosh once again. Like I said, it's a full week, so there's always a lot going on. I know most people don't spend the full 7 days there like we do. Most folks seem to spend the first 4 days there, and then kind of.
Well, there's a lot of customers already there now, probably.
Well,
that's why they don't spend the full week.
Well, I was on I think it was on Facebook. It was showing there was a big storm on a Saturday night over Oshkosh, and I guess there's already campers that are being affected by this storm, because you would think the whole week before a show it wouldn't be going on. like I mentioned, we're in our 650, and the reason for that specifically is this year's a 40th anniversary of Chris Heintz's CH600 series. Back in 1984, the original 600 had a constant chord Hershey bar wing, powered by 65 horsepower. It was a JPX, but basically a VW derivative, a little performance VW out of Europe. And this is before Rotax 912 engines even existed, so it was just introduced as a recreational airplane. Very simple design. If I remember, the original 600, no flaps on the wing. It's just a full-length ailerons or large ailerons on it. And if you remember, even had the flex skin ailerons. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And had an interesting clamshell canopy system. Just a very simple airplane to fly, but also simple to build. And 40 years later, this is the result. You know, the 650 is the latest model of that. And so it's kind of an honor for us to keep producing these airplanes 40 years into it. On the one hand, still staying with a lot of the Chris Heintz design philosophy, keeping it simple, the airplane to fly, gorgeous bubble canopy. On the other hand, modernizing these airplanes with the CNC manufacturing, easier to build, as well as making full use of these newer engines out there, newer avionics, and things like that. So it really is a pleasure for us to be bringing this forward in the 40th anniversary. And so at Oshkosh, we'll try to park all the 600 series airplanes together, so you can kind of see the various airplanes, see the variations of them over the years of the different models, and then of course each individual airplane as built by a builder is a kind of a one-of-a-kind creation. So I've already heard there's going to be a good showing of 600 series airplanes out there, so great opportunity to see that. I believe we'll be doing a Homebuilt in review. That's an organized event where we get the airplanes kind of on stage, so to speak, and talk about the designs and so forth. To look in the program for that, the Homebuilt in a review. I'll also be doing a forum, kind of covering the history of the CH600 designs, and then I'll definitely publish a schedule for the forums on that. Talking about different engines and new things, Nuncats, that's the British company that's been flying a CH750 cruiser in the UK. Will be actually flying that airplane, well, having that airplane flown to Oshkosh. They're putting it in a container in a box and flying it out to Oshkosh, but they'll have it on display, and it'll be interesting to see the latest in electronic technology. And what I like about what they've done with that airplane, Nuncats, and Tim Bridge, the co-founder of Nuncats, they really see have a vision, not just trying to do the same thing that we're doing with gas-powered airplanes, but using local solar-powered stations and being able to bring these light airplanes to areas that have never been able to bring airplanes. And partially short takeoff and landing, good off-airport short strips, as well as local solar stations that where you can't get good quality fuel of any kind in a lot of these places. And so they're doing work in Africa, a number of different sites in Africa, and look at expanding that elsewhere. And then of course for some of us recreational pilots, we can already start benefiting from that.
Oh, that's cool. I'll be very interested in taking a look at that cruiser, electric cruiser airplane.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I look forward to flying an electric airplane one day, just to kind of see the nuances with that. You know me, I've been driving electric cars for a long time, so it'll be kind of neat to see bridging into aviation with that. Something else we're bringing back to Oshkosh, and we're not doing it actually, but volunteers are doing, is it's the Women Build Project.
Oh, excellent! And
they're actually doing two events again this year. I believe it's on the first day and on the second day as well, and it's women led and for women only, and it's about building a light airplane, because I think too often the guys, it becomes a guy thing, even though there's no reason for it anymore, especially with the newer kits. It's much easier to build, fewer tools, fewer skills. It's much more approachable with somebody that doesn't have any specific background in mechanics or building anything. John DiMattei, he's putting a forum as well on building his cruiser in a single car garage.
Okay.
He's a neat guy. He's a electrical engineer, been working in avionics for many years, but he's volunteers. I think this is the second or third time doing it at Oshkosh. But talking about, you know, building an airplane in your own garage, and not just, you know, it's one thing for Zenith to say you don't need much space to do it and so forth. It's actually interesting to hear customer talk about their own experience about building the airplane. How much space does it really take, and what challenges?
And the whole other part of the wife's car outside in the winter.
And well, you know, especially
part of it.
It helps if you're, you know, in a warmer area where you can keep your car parked outside. But it's just a good way to learn about. You know, I always say, folks, you know, whether we're talking about engines, but kids as well, is you know, don't just talk to us as Zenith, but talk to the customers, talk to people that have been built, that are building, and that are flying these airplanes, because that's really how you learn the best way about doing it yourself. Of course, we have the annual Zenith Banquet on Thursday night, and this is always a fun event. We usually have standing room only crowd in that restaurant. Usually 250 folks come out there, and they're all fellow builders, so it's a great place especially if you're kind of new to it, meet with existing builders and get to know them. But like I was saying, you know, we love the Zenith community, and the banquet's a good opportunity to meet with fellow builders. I always provide an update on what's going on at Zenith and so forth, and I hear, you know, I see on the poster, I see a picture of Roger on there. I hear Roger is going to be awarded something at Oshkosh, or announcing something. I'm not even sure what it is, so we're looking forward to that. And we'll I believe it's going to be announced at the banquet for the first time. So looking forward to that, and we'll definitely do a follow up about that and what it's all about. And then pretty much every day, myself or my brother Matt, we put on a forum, educational forum, and those are, you know, educational, informational sessions about airplanes, about building. Ongoing maintenance is one. I know for existing customers, that's one you really don't want to miss, is about ongoing maintenance. And you know, at Oshkosh, we're in I believe it's, 610, 611, our booth space, which is same place as last year. The last few years, we're always in the same place. Makes it a little bit easy to find. But just to the north of that, there's the EAA AeroPlane Hangar, and that's basically a hangar that showcases various construction methods and types and things like that, to learn a little bit more about building airplanes. And so it's a good opportunity to, especially for new guys, come out there, have a look at various construction things, and we'll have a 701, the new style 701 final hole size match drilled, kind of demoing how that's put together. We'll be doing various rudder assemblies as well on several days, and that's pretty much all day long, especially in the mornings, before it gets too hot, before the big air show every day. But come out for that. My son Calvin leads that, so come out and meet with him. And what else do we have? On Wednesday night, our friends right next door, Viking Aircraft Engines, they're hosting a happy hour. Again, kind of at our booth, at their booth. And that's Wednesday. We do it on Wednesday night because that's the night of the night air show. So I know a lot of folks, they stick around for that. And so we figure it's just a good place to hang out before the air show. Have a few beverages and snacks, things like that. It's a good opportunity to get to know other builders and to learn more about, again, building and flying our airplanes. You know, we say that every year, and the reason we do it is because it's kind of true. You know, we nearly enjoy the flight to and from these shows as much as being at the shows themselves. Oh yeah, especially Oshkosh, because you know, it's only like a 4.5 hour flight. Yeah. And yeah, we'll probably stop 2 to 3 times because we enjoy it. We don't have to get there right away, but we need to get there. So we just take our time and enjoy, maybe eat breakfast or lunch or whatever. Exactly. And sightsee, and then get close to the airports and start talking to the other, you know, everybody else going to Oshkosh. You know? Yeah, it is. It's fun, and we'll be joined. I think I know I've heard, you know, Phil Schmidt has plans to join us on Saturday morning, and then Randy Shannon flying his Super Duty. And we may also be able to bring up his 801 as well, because he's excited. He bought a used 801, and he's got it painted the exact same colors, and now he's doing the same panel as a Super Duty. So it'll be a Super Duty and an 801, really show the two airplanes side by side. So we're kind of excited to be able to do that. And I'm sure there'll be a handful of other Zeniths joining us as we fly out there as well.
Yeah, if anybody else wants to join us, we'll probably go into Portage Airport, eat lunch there, and then make our rendezvous to the lakes and follow all the way in. So you want a loose gaggle of Zeniths flying in, we can do it.
Yeah.
And we'll probably be there about noon or so.
Right, we try to get lunch out there. And that's usually a good spot to group. I think they have auto fuel there as well, which is always a plus. So so this year we're again looking forward to Oshkosh, again meeting with all the builders out there, and sharing any information about building and flying. We look forward to learning more about Mosaic, and hopefully FAA has some interesting updates on how that's progressing. While we're gone to Oshkosh, the factory is remaining open, but they're going to be busy moving into the new half, or the new expansion.
They can hear traffic here, 124 Echo Bravo, about 15 miles to the north. Can we do a visual straight in for the runway 18? Take it easy.
That's good to hear other traffic out on a Monday morning. But like I was saying, the factory's remaining open during the Oshkosh week. Of course, we'll be away at Oshkosh, and the planes will be there. But the factory will be open. We'll be also busy moving everything into the newly expanded portion of it. And I know we're going to get a new epoxy floor on the hangar side of the shop. So that's going to be a nice a nice thing when we come back. And I know after we come back, we'll have a workshop August 8th and 9th already. So folks that want to start getting building, this is a good time to start building. I know with our new expansion, our production is working out really, really well. Our lead times are short now. Folks that want to get started this summer still, come out to the factory. Take part in the workshop, pick up rudder kits, tail kits, anything like that. We could really get you going with some good parts, because don't
miles to the southeast. It's going to be inbound going to left downwind 18.
With our production well underway now, you don't have to wait 6 months to a year out. So we're a matter of weeks if you want to get started. 6 to 8 weeks for the full kits, and that's really where
I can extend my downwind for you. We'll see where we land. Thanks.
That's where we've always been traditionally, and we're kind of back at that.
Right.
And we're happy to see that, because I know for a lot of folks, they have a hard time deciding, when to get started and so forth. And when you do finally decide, you don't want to wait a year or two for your parts. And especially in these days of increasing prices and so forth, you want to lock in prices that you can get them at for. And so we work hard at being able to do that.
Well, we need to go back and start packing, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Although we'll be in good shape for it, but and it's kind of fun just burning circles in the sky.
We got some ag sprayers out here, so I'm just trying to stay over the trees, because I know they're not spraying trees.
Exactly,
so.
That's a good idea. But let's take it in, and you can kind of talk like you usually do about our procedure coming in.
Okay, so we're in the 650, and we got the UL Power 350i, which is 118 horse. We had the 130, and we've tried it on the 118 on our cruiser, and really not much difference. The same way with the cruiser, so it might be a better match for most customers. Today is a 90-degree plus day. We're flying low, been doing it for 30-40 minutes, so everything.
Take it here, traffic carrier 124 Echo Bravo, 3 mile final, runway 18.
Temperatures have stabilized, and we got the oil temperature right now, let me see, it's 201, and my CHT's 239, 252, 269, and 236. So that's on a hot day, and it doesn't get much hotter than this, so we are perfectly fine on the cooling on the engine. I get a lot of customers ask me that. So we've done the great firewall.
Taking area traffic, start 60 Papa, 3 miles to the southeast. It's going to be inbound, left downwind 18, full stop exiting.
We've done a good, thorough, a firewall forward installation.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do gas, undercarriage, mixture prop, seat belts. We've done our GUMPS checks. And
Mexico traffic, Experimental 104 Zulu is going to be in our left downwind for runway 24, Mexico.
And we'll keep an eye out for traffic. We do have ADSB on our Dynon system. I don't see anybody there, but the best way is just keep your eyes out of the cockpit.
That's right. We've had some ag sprayers out here with all the moisture we've had out here. I guess they're doing, what is it, antifungal sprays that.
So what I like to do is I'm not really concerned about the speed on downwind because, you know, it's a relatively slow airplane overall, and then you can lose that airspeed relatively very fast. So there's no reason to pick a speed on downwind. I beam the numbers, then I'll bring back power, bring up the nose a little bit, bleed off the speed, add a little bit of flaps, and start my 500-foot descent. Lost a little altitude. I'm just trying to keep an eye out for these crop dusters. And we're beaming the numbers pretty close. We'll slow it down. We was indicated about 107, 108 mile an hour. Need to get it down to 80 for the flap indicated speed, the white arc, top of the white. Top of the white, a little bit of flaps. Don't need to trim it. It's not that heavy of a stick. More than welcome to. We do have aileron trim too.
Mexico, traffic thermals 104 Zulu Zulu's turning left base, 24 Mexico.
Best, these little light, little small experimental aircraft, you maintain a little closer to the pattern, and then basically when your base to final is really a close, tight fit. That way, if you have any engine, issues, you're right there, and it doesn't take much to land these. So you don't need a 3-mile final like you know, a faster aircraft.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
Right. We'll keep a little bit of power in. Today is relatively very hot, high density altitude, so we're going to have to, our approach speed's going to be a little faster. I would say probably in the mid 60s, high 60s.
Mexico, traffic thermals 104 Zulu Zulu's turning final, 24 Mexico.
That just doesn't come off the tongue as easy as some numbers.
You're not used to it, I think. I like Zulu Zulu. That's
I do
good
too.
ring to it.
All right, and still lowering the rest of the flaps. I haven't adjusted the trim at all. Yeah, it's a little heavy, but it's not. It's overcoming very easy. But if I have to do a go around, then I'm not the opposite.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's not heavy at all, what you normally would consider heavy controls.
Right.
Very lightweight.
And we're going to maintain that center line, right, Seb?
Yeah, we're going to try anyway, right? We'll see.
And we're at 69, 70. Feels really good. I'm not sinking about 500, 400 foot a minute.
Yeah, very nice.
And then we're going to try to keep that nose wheel off as long as possible. And I fly tail dragger, so I'm going to bring up the nose a little bit more than conventional aircraft, just because I'm used to it, and you're going to lose a visibility.
Mexico traffic barometer 2 Julie Mike,
there we go.
618 Mexico.
And just hold the stick. But that just shows you how maneuverable this aircraft is and forgiving.
So you got the guy on 1-8. Tac.
Yeah, I see him. Thank you. And I like the center stick. The dual stick, most customers want to go with the dual stick because they don't think a conventional is the center stick. But I like the center stick over the dual stick just because it's easier to get in and out. A lot less linkages, so you know it's going to be more direct on the center stick.
Yeah.
And then the passenger doesn't have it in his lap, so it's always preference, but that's my preference.
Right. And obviously we offer the dual stick, for a reason, for guys that want the dual stick option, but
And Mexico traffic, experimental 650, I'm going to back taxi on 1-8 if you're okay.
Yeah, no problem. You got plenty of time. I'll hold.
Oh, roger that.
and but you're absolutely right. For most customers, and the Zenith pilots will reflect that, once they get used to it, they really prefer that center stick.
Right.
And I like it because, again, you can have your iPad on your lap, your lunch on your lap, and then getting in and out, it's a little bit easier, so it really works.
Hey, Mexico traffic, experimental is clear 1-8, all yours.
Okay, Mexico traffic barometer 2 Julie Mike, departing 1-8. Right turn out westbound, Mexico.
And then what I tell customers too is when you set up your controls, sit in the cockpit, see what you want the neutral setting, and then if you want a special center stick, taller, shorter, whatever, just give us a ring or draw something up, and we can weld something up very simple.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of experimental, of course, is that you build your airplane. It's your airplane. You build it for yourself. You're not building it for anyone else. So it's make it truly customizable.
Right, exactly.
Well, that was a fun flight, and we look forward to seeing all of you at Oshkosh. And those that don't make it to Oshkosh, remember our Zenith homecoming in September 20th and 21st. So
that'll be here before you know it.
I know it. Exactly. Looking forward to that. Yeah, what a nice flight that was.
Nice tight turn.
Yeah, it really is. Nice thing with tricycle gear is you're not having to throw in the power to do that.
All right.
All right, well, it was a fun flight.